And I'm like looking across the table at my gorgeous yellow sundress wearing woman. And she's got that lazy eye she has after 2 beers. And I'm just thinking, I'm gonna legally trap this woman. Because we've been dating for like 7 years. And yeah, we met back in college. You got that one best friend who like gets married and has kids, and you're just like, how? I've seen you drink 4 Loko out of a shoe, brother. Like, you may be fooling these people. I see you. Me, that friend is Travis, and the story is not about Travis, but the story starts when my girlfriend Grace and I went to go celebrate Travis's shotgun wedding. And it was summer 2018, and we went to meet him at this brewery. And it was a hot day. We were out on this picnic table. We were all just drinking and laughing and having a great time. And Travis has on this shiny gold wedding band. And dude looks like a raccoon in a tuxedo with this thing. But like, I could not take my eyes off this ring. And he clocked me looking at it. And he's just like, do you want to try it on? I slide this ring on my finger, and I realize this is the ring to rule them all. Well, I like this, I like this, this feels good, this feels like an answer. And I'm like looking across the table at my gorgeous yellow sundress wearing woman, and she's got that lazy eye she has after 2 beers, and I'm just thinking, I'm gonna legally trap this woman. Because we've been dating for like 7 years, and yeah, we met back in college. We fell hard. Like, she was funny, she was crass, she had mommy issues up the wazoo, she was perfect. And we moved to Brooklyn, and we got an apartment together, we got the cat, we never fought. We were the couple that everyone wanted to be. But in the last couple of years, like, something was off. Like, that initial fire was not there as much anymore, and we were on totally opposite work schedules, and it just felt like more and more like we were becoming roommates, which to me was my absolute greatest fear. But after 7 years, there was no question for me. Like, I had to make sure this person was in the rest of my life, whatever it takes. And I'm at this brewery, and I got this ring, and I'm just like, this is what it takes. Let's lock this shit down. And a week later, Grace is like, we need to talk. Yeah. So we met in Prospect Park, and we sat on the grass, and there was dogs running around, and she was just sobbing her eyes out, and she's like, I think we've grown apart, and I think we need to go be our own people. And I was devastated. Like, I was absolutely destroyed. But at the same time, like, I knew she was right. But I didn't want to be my own people. Like, what does that mean? Like, I just spent the last decade planning everything around us, and now, instantly, like, the entire road ahead of me had just disappeared. So we took the next couple months to, like, get our lives together, and she was gonna stay in Brooklyn, and I was gonna go home to Vermont, and we decided to go no contact indefinitely. So now I'm just back home in Vermont, in the woods, lost. My friends tell me to date myself. Turns out I'm not my type. A lot of red flags. And so I'm like, okay, I'll do what the cool single girls do. I'm gonna drink and have sex with strangers, which is just like a lot less cool when you're a budding alcoholic dude in rural Vermont, where most of the women are holding fish in their profile pictures. And like I'd wandered out of like a 7-year communicative relationship thinking people were gonna be nice and communicative and wouldn't try to steal your car or put hexes on you or follow fish on tour. And I was just like, it's awful. I was drinking more and more every day on this nightmare carnival of self-exploration and dating for almost a year when Grace's birthday came around. And I was so sad. And I really missed her, and I just shot her like a happy birthday text. And to my surprise, she replied. And we started small talking, which was really weird. And then I like reluctantly asked, so, how's being single? She's like, feels weird to tell you this, but it's been pretty rough. Went on a date last week, and the guy told me he loved me and bought me an iPad on the first date. Oh, wow. Last girl I dated turned out to be a flat earther. She's like, no, wait, I dated a guy who voted for Jill Stein. And I'm like, well, I dated not one but 4 witches in a row. And she's like, I dated a guy who followed fish on tour. I'm like, why do people do that? That's crazy. And we just started like bitching. And it was so nice. And it turned into like an everyday thing. We would just bitch and talk. And it was so great to have her in my life again. And then I was going to be in New York for work the following month, and she's like, why don't we meet up? So now I'm walking down 6th Avenue in Manhattan going to meet my ex for dumplings. And I'm wearing my cool single guy leather jacket. And I'm not cool. I'm bugging out, and I've got questions like, what am I doing? What's the plan here? Are we going to have relapse sex? Do I want that? I just got her back in my life. Am I going to ruin this immediately? And worst of all, like, what if I'm not winning the breakup? I'm like, nah, I got the jacket. I'm cool, yeah. And after a year, I see Grace rolling down the sidewalk. I'm not winning the breakup. Have you seen a woman in New York City after a breakup? She was stunning. Like, ladies, if you're looking for a better skincare routine, look no further than dumping the dude next to you. She was glowing, and we awkwardly do this, and then she like pulls me back and she assesses me. She's like, do you want to fuck? Loaded question, I know. I'm like, I mean, I like to do that. Do I want to do that now? Do I want to do that with you? No, I don't. Do you? She's like, no. Oh my God, no, Jesus Christ. No, I do not want to. It's like, okay, settle down. But then dumplings. We had dumplings, and it was great. We made a scene in this restaurant. We were so loud, and we went to a show afterward. And then we got invited to the after party where we wingmanned each other. And let me tell you, there's no better wingman than an ex of 7 years. Like at one point, she's talking to this Bolivian woman I have no business speaking to, and like saying something about how I have nice hands. And then like I'm at the bar talking to Tamara now, flirting, and I'm feeling weird, flirting with Grace somewhere in the room, and Tamara is like, it's really special what you guys have. And as she's saying this, like through the crowd, I see Grace. Grace, this woman that I've known for a third of my life, mother of my cat. It's a woman I was going to spend the rest of my life with. And she's got that 2-beer lazy eye, and she is just going to town on some Italian dude. Just like really throat deep, just not letting this guy up for air. And I have never been so physically repulsed by someone and so deeply connected to them at the same time. And it's been 5 years since that night, and Grace and I are still best friends. And during that time, I got sober, and turns out being my own people doesn't suck, kind of a catch. And my current amazing girlfriend, Grace, because God's got jokes, her name is also Grace. Yeah, I know. Refers to my ex as her brother-in-law, which is the only thing that fits the current dynamic. And I moved back to New York, and my worst fear came true. About a year ago, Grace and I actually became roommates. And she's gross. She's hair everywhere. And she had one request tonight, and that's that I plug her OnlyFans, which I won't do. And this woman's my best friend. She's burrowed into my life like a tick. But it's wild to think that, 6 years ago, I thought I'd have to legally trap this person to keep her in my life. And now I got people in my life that I don't think I could get rid of, even if I wanted to. Yeah.